David Banner.
What's happening, y'all? This is David Banner. Special edition of the David Banner podcast. Salih, what's happening?
What's going on?
Rajiv in Davenport, what's happening?
What's up?
Scott Parker, what's happening?
Yeah.
All right, check this out, y'all. Right now we're in the middle of the Rona-geddon. And one of my best friends in New York, she told me, she said, hold on, Tommy Nova. Tommy Nova, you all right? Tommy Nova behind the cameras, y'all. But one of my best friends from New York, she is a principal at one of the high schools in Harlem, and she said something so powerful to me. She said, this is the physical year that the graduating class of 2020, those students who were in New York, they were born the year that 9/11 happened. And she was like, David, they were born in the chaos, and the 12th grade year is chaos. And she said that, they won't have a prom. They won't have the ability to graduate. Those who choose to not go to college or don't, or something like that, or go to the armed forces or whatever, something like that.
School, whatever it may be.
Or trade school, they have to go directly into the real world without those rites of passages, and what's the psychological ramifications of that? What's the psychological fallout from that? And I think, and I also told you guys that I wanted the David Banner podcast to be the voice for our people. And that doesn't just mean the grown-ups. What about the youngsters? How are they feeling? How is not being able to go outside, affecting them? There's so many kids all around the world, actually, who go to school to eat. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who don't have a meal if they don't have an opportunity to, if they don't have the opportunity to go to school. So there's a school, very special school in Harlem called Eagle Academy, one of the schools that I adopted. And some of the smartest, some of the most street savvy, I could say, some of the flyest young men on the planet, I've adopted, and they know how I feel about them. I trust them. Their parents have signed off. So I'm going to give them the opportunity to talk today, and I'm going to get them to introduce themselves via Zoom. But I wanted to say something that was really, really important. What I wanted to say is that so many times we talk at our children, or we talk at the younger generation, but we don't listen. Today on the David Banner podcast, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to talk and tell us how you feel. Tell us what you're going through mentally. Not just as it pertains to your senior year. Yeah, we're going to focus on that. But I just want y'all to have an opportunity to talk to us and ask questions and tell us how you're going through, during this time and just in general. If you guys don't mind, starting with Dante, you all introduce yourselves to the world.
So, I'm Dante Jones, currently 17. Proud member living on Roosevelt Island my whole life. And I'm Eagle Academy senior.
Okay.
I'll go next. Nakai Santiago, man, born and raised in New York City, grew up in the Bronx and Harlem, senior at Eagle Academy, proud senior at Eagle Academy. David, Regina, thanks for putting this together. Excited to be here.
My name is Aaron Suleiman. I'm 19 years old. I'm born in Harlem, lived in the Bronx here and there. I'm a senior at Eagle Harlem.
Right.
Thanks for having me here.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Joshua Cabrera. I was born in New York City. And I've been raised here my whole life. I'm proud to be here. I'm a senior at Eagle Academy, and I'm 18 years old.
Okay. All right, guys, starting off, man, how is this coronavirus thing and people being put into quarantine. How is that? How has that affected your senior year? And anybody could just jump in.
Yeah. I guess I'll kick it off. It's affected the senior year in a way which I wouldn't have imagined.
Mhm.
I guess, I've been looking forward to my senior year since, I could remember like watching older cousins graduate, watching everybody go to prom and the promposals and pulling up to prom in the rentals and looking nice and all that. But it definitely just took a quick turn for the worse like that. I mean, which was in a matter of a second, it just happened. So for me, it's kind of a bummer. And it's something that I just feel like, we can't control it. But, I think things happen for a reason. So, like you stated earlier, we was born in the year 9/11. So we came into this world, chaos going on. And, senior year, we about to really become actual adults and this chaos is still going on. But that just makes the skin we got on ourselves tougher. So I just look at it like that, try to stay positive. But it's a real bummer.
What I think a lot of people don't understand is that for some people, this is the crowning moment of maybe even their lives. I was telling you, Lee, with you playing football and stuff like that, you knew you were going to college. You knew that there was another step. For some people, it's the real world. Yeah. Back where I'm from in Jackson, Mississippi, a lot of my friends, Provine High, where I went to school, that's like their chat group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For this time to be snatched away from, it can alter somebody's whole entire life. Right. Aaron, how has this time affected you?
This is bad because I'm not in the same boat as my Eagle brothers. I had to work extra hard to become a proud senior. So like I still need seat time. So this is affecting all my seat time. And I miss school.
What do you mean by seat time? I don't know what that means.
So throughout my high school years, it was times where I just wasn't going to school. So I missed out on a lot of seat time, my hours in a seat.
Oh, word.
Yeah. It's like that for the DOE. You gotta have seat time to be in school.
It was just a rough time. I was just going through a lot. I just didn't know how to cope with it. I just wasn't doing right. So now that I made up that time, and now that I'm at almost to the end, and it's another wall in front of me, it's a bummer.
Would y'all agree for some of y'all peers, school is what keeps a lot of people out of trouble? School is a way, for people to also interact with other people their ages. Josh, what kind of effect has this had on you?
Man, it has a major effect on my behalf because one, I worked hard this senior year, my first semester, because I know I was missing a regent that I had to make up, and I was working hard my first semester, getting hours in for an internship, working with the middle school. I was like a little mentor, like a big brother, basically. So that will give me hours, and that will replace my test. And it's called the CDOS. So I accomplished that. So my second semester, I wanted to, spend time with my Eagle brothers and, give back. And, I was feeling proud. But when this happened, it's like they took everything away. Like the coronavirus took everything away. So I wasn't able to, enjoy my second semester. And also I'm a baseball player. So my season is taken away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's like a scholarship that I could have had
We
going
talked
to college,
about that, Lee.
but I can't have that.
So you
know
think,
what I'm saying?
so with you being a senior playing baseball, this can actually affect the way that you get your scholarships too?
He missing that whole season of play.
That's one part of it. I do have good grades, so that will get me in college for sure.
Right.
But that was athletic scholarship would have been good,
Right.
So
and it would have given you more choices, like you would have got.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
How long have you guys been out of school since this started? When did this first start?
Man, it's been about 2 weeks now. 2.5.
I think going on
Yeah.
3 weeks. Yeah, going on like almost 3 weeks.
Going on 3 weeks.
Dante,
Yeah.
how has all of this affected you?
Well, it's affected me because I've been at Eagle since it first opened up. So that's 7 years now.
Right.
And like just the thought of not being able to go back is something that like it's astonishing to me because like that's a big part of my life now.
Wow. So
Building
no
that
closure.
community with like all like going to a school with all boys, it's like something that's taken away from me.
Right.
And it's like that's something out of my control. But at the same time, it's something that I feel personally like hit deep. And like being the first graduating class is like we have to set a path for other students.
Wait, hold on. So you guys are the first graduating class out of Eagle Academy?
Wow.
Yeah. For the Harlem branch, yeah.
For Harlem.
Wow.
For Harlem.
Yeah. But for your school, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry, guys. Damn. Y'all have this a fucking movie, y'all.
I didn't think about that. There's no closure.
Right. There's no right, and this is literally that was the. All right. Well, we'll talk about that off camera. But Scott, go ahead and ask your question now.
So you guys say you've been out of school for about 3 weeks.
Yes, sir. Like about
Talk about that initial moment when you guys realized that everything had changed for you. How was it rolled out to you, and how did it make you feel?
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard that our governor shut down school, I can't lie, I was hyped. You feel me? It was like, yo, we got the time off. You don't got no school.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, all right, cool. But then, you know, that's all fun in the moment. But then you kind of, you know, a few days go by, you just like look at the bigger picture. You're just like, whoa, like it hits you like. For guys at Eagle, we take our uniform very seriously. You know, you earn the blazers, you earn the ties, all that.
Exactly.
You know, I wanted to make my last day wearing that uniform something special, but you know, the last day I wore that uniform, I didn't know it would be my last day. So I kind of looked at it like that, and I was just like, wow, like, you know, is this it? Like, this what we got? Like, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of look at it, you know, from like your personal own goals or whatnot. Like I wanted my mother to see me go across the stage, and you know, for that to not happen, it's a big bummer. Especially my father dropped out of high school, and you know, my mom didn't do so well in her educational field. So it's like, well, damn, like it was hype, but then you kind of just look at it from the bigger picture, and you immediately just see like it's not as good as it seems. No.
Yeah, it's just bad. Like it was fun. It was all fun and games at first, but
and guys know that since your parents okayed it, y'all can talk. Just talk. You know, y'all know how we do. Like just talk. Tell us how you feel, because the thing is that the thing that I want to do with you guys, and y'all know how we do when we in person. I know that there's so many grown-ups talk at you all. And and in a lot of cases, y'all don't get an opportunity to speak. Hopefully, through us having this conversation, maybe we could come up with something. Maybe this can influence some of the grown-ups to understand what their children are going through. You know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah. But go ahead, Aaron. You was about to say something?
Oh yeah, I was saying like it was all fun and games at first. Yeah, I get to stay home. I don't have to wake up 7 a.m. anymore. But like, to a point where I didn't get my blazer at the same time as everybody else. So like I still never got the chance to walk around my school, my hallways with my blazer on.
Right.
All I got is
so really quick, Aaron, so that other people whose school structure is not like you guys' school structure, explain what the blazer is and what it symbolizes.
The blazer it symbolizes how you've made it to the end.
On the blazer, there's a logo, and it's the eagle leaving the window, and that's us, you know, getting ready to head out into the world. And so, you know, to see that it shows the underclassmen of what to look for, sort of like metamorphosis in a way, from freshman year to all the way to senior year, how we've, you know, put on the blazer, look professional. And guys, let me know if you can attest to it too. But even when we got the blazer, it was sort of like everything, like walking out in the hallways, everything just seemed much more serious. And everybody just kind of look at them like, look at them, because we look way more put together. So that blazer holds a lot of weight. It definitely holds a lot of weight.
Let me ask you guys.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's so you know, when the mayor announced, NYC schools are going to be shut down.
Right.
I was actually in PA. I was coming back from PA, coming down to the city, and that first week we didn't have no work or nothing. But the next week we had to start the remote learning and the online classes and stuff like that. And that's pretty new to us because some teachers use that online access, for projects or finals, stuff like that.
Right.
But now we have to use this every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we have to use it like if something that we signed up for when we didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's another type of way of learning. Right. That's a different way of learning, and you have to adjust to that.
I can't hear you.
Oh, unmute.
I think our mic is muted.
No, I was saying that it's a different way of learning. You have to adjust to that. There's a curve between having at the end of your opportunity to graduate and right at the end you have to learn and adjust to a new way of learning. That within itself is a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hearing about that and knowing that we might not even be able to go back to school. Like my graduation is in jeopardy. Like I worked too hard for that to be taken away.
Right.
Like my mom had me at a young age. My mom had me at 16, but she still finished high school. So did my dad. They both had me young.
Right.
But for them to not see me walk across the stage hurts me because I did it for them.
Right.
And most importantly, I did it for myself.
Right.
So how can the government just take that away from me when I earned that?
Right.
I earned it. I worked hard for it.
As grown-ups, what is something that we can do for you all during this time? Because I know when I was you guys' age, my parents really didn't listen like that. They would hear me, but they wouldn't necessarily listen to me. What could we do better as grown-ups to help you guys through this situation?
Just be here emotionally. That's the biggest part. Like, it's just to be our emotional support. Like right now, we're all going through just some things that, we really can't even fathom.
Right.
But just if we know that we have our elders behind us and our parents behind us to just, take us through this tough time, I think that goes a long way. So for me, that's the most important part.
I feel like teachers should do, or grown-ups should do more of, instead of like less preaching, more listening. Like, cause instead, like I feel like the preaching is just gonna go in one ear and right out the other. Cause it's like I feel like you just trying to be like everybody else. You just want to tell me what you think I want to hear. And you're not really listening to me. You just saying what you think is the correct way to do. Like you don't want to hear me out. Nothing. You just want me to do it your way.
Dante?
I mean, like going off what everybody said, it's the whole point of like, all right, they're telling us that like, okay, like let's wake up, time to get on these online classes, finish your work. And it's like there's no shirking that responsibility. Of course, like we're gonna get our work done. Like that's something we already internally know that we got to do, right? But it's the fact that like now we're dealing with all these emotions as teenagers and going through this process. So it feels like, in a sense, that like nobody can really relate besides other seniors. So it's like you gotta try to understand what that kid is going through, and if they need something, just try to help them in a way, and then be there for them, because it's like you've experienced what a senior life is like, prom, graduation, like what was said, but it's like they haven't because of the pandemic, it's being taken away from them.
Josh, you wanted to add to that?
Yeah. So I say for the grown-ups on you guys' part, like. Just be there for us, because I'm speaking for every kid in the class of 2020, and not just for my school, but for the whole world. There's schools that you have to pay for, so like Catholic schools and other schools that you have to pay for. They losing money. You know what I'm saying? I go to school for free. I go to public school, so, but like I have family members that pay for school, and it's like that all that money is going to wasted when you wanted to go to the school,
right?
Not be home online.
Yeah, but let me ask you this though, Josh. Like I get that, but I mean there is a pandemic. I mean I don't think that's something that people are trying to do. I don't think. I mean, is there any suggestion if they don't shut down the schools, then what would you say that they do during this time? I mean, I don't even have an answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we can't control. So, like, there's really no. For me, it's really no right or wrong answer here. I feel like everything we saying is based off our opinion and it's how we feel.
Right.
But it's important to understand how we feel as seniors. It's important because it's like we gain everything taken away when we earned it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's tough.
Do you guys think that there's something that can be done after all of this is over? I mean, is there any substitution for it? Like, is there any solutions to it?
Hey, David, I'm up on the live now.
Okay.
I just got it working.
All right.
Yeah. It all depends on it and how long they're gonna keep us outside of school still. I mean, like, I really feel like
that depends.
I feel like them closing school wasn't the right thing to do, but it was also the right thing to do because schools is we pack. I ain't gonna lie, we pack, and not everybody in school is clean. Not every child in the school is a clean kid. Like,
right.
Everybody's not gonna respect the environment the same way.
Go ahead, ask your question, Sully.
Nah, so y'all school it's closed for the year. So
we don't know.
Y'all don't know
Well,
yet.
we don't know yet.
It was supposed to be till April 30th. Now it's April 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Like
before it was April 20th.
Yeah. So we don't really know.
When would your school year end?
Normally.
June.
Our last day of classes is June 9th. And you know the year, and then we got to come back for our report cards or diploma at the end of the month.
So that would be like graduation and stuff. June 23rd, June 26th is the last day.
We would be out of class by the 9th.
Yeah.
So have y'all like considered like worst case scenario if school don't come back? Like, what's y'all next move? Because I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Like, the reality of it is like, man, y'all young black men, like y'all gonna face shit. Like, shit gonna come. It's gonna be obstacles, whether it be this. Granted, it happened a little earlier than y'all probably planned on it, but this shit that's how life roll. So y'all gotta be figuring out what's y'all next step. And I was just wondering if any of y'all kind of like, had what y'all next move was gonna be, or thought that far out at this point.
So I'm as a Latino kid growing up, I know like we gonna face a lot of things, but I was raised well and I've been inspired and motivated by many, many people that gave me that battery on my back so I could keep moving forward. So I wouldn't say I'm scared for the real world, but it's the real world. You never know. Anything can happen at any given moment.
Right.
But I'll say my next move is just to go to college and be the same person that I am at today.
Right.
Like, continue being the good kid, giving back to the community when I can, and doing stuff like that. I'm gonna do the same thing in college. We might go through some obstacles, but I think I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Josh, I agree with that. Another thing too, though, is definitely, as a black man, growing up, the ball's never been in our court. So this is just another hurdle that we kind of just got to climb over, and get over. I come from greatness. I come from people who overcame some of the obstacles you could never imagine. So this is a challenge, but this is a challenge that I know we can take on. We got to work twice as hard as our white counterparts. But it is what it is. It's nothing new to us. Our people, we've been fighting. We still fighting. Since we touched American soil. So, it just is what it is, man. You just gotta shrug it off your shoulder and just hold your head high, wear that crown, man, and that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really too worried about what's to come. I mean, challenges come. We've been dealing with our challenges our whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the point. What I was trying to say.
We've been dealing with challenges our whole life,
Actually,
so it is what it is. You feel me? Like it's nothing to us, man. We got this, man. We some resilient people. We come from resilient people, and we innovative. So I'm not really too stressed about it, and we're gonna keep going, man.
yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, like you can ask any of my East brothers, like I done been through it all. I done seen it all. I feel like I know what the real world is really heading for, because like I feel like I've been not to say I've been on my own, but like I done been alone before at 16, 15, young. I know what it feel like to be alone in a world full of real hard things. I mean, like you just gotta know how to you gotta know how to not let anything knock you all the way down. Before you fall, just get back up.
Yeah, and I think looking at it from a positive perspective, I mean, growing up in poverty, growing up economically disadvantaged, it's kind of like, we had to go through some things that kids probably shouldn't see or do till much later in life. But us kind of going through that, like, seeing things like the drug dealers and the gunshots at night, and seeing how the police walk through our communities, and it feels like we in the damn camp or something like that. Like, it kind of prepares us for moments like this. And at times like this, I'm more than proud to be who I am and where I come from, because a lot of people are probably out here panicking, like all over New York City. People out here with the masks, buying like rolls and rolls of toilet paper and all types of craziness, man. Like, you go in these supermarkets, lines is coming out the store. But it's like, all that going on, it kind of reminds you to just to stay sane and that everything's gonna be all right. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that.
Nah, that's basically what I was trying to say, is that I know y'all done seen worse, because y'all come from places like where I come from, and I've seen worse. It's like people nervous about going outside catching a cold. I'd be like, shit, you better be worried about going outside catching a hot one from where the fuck I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know y'all from that, and basically just saying
somebody who just don't like you because of your skin.
Exactly. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm basically just saying, that to say, like, I know it's tough, but I mean, y'all gonna get through the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is. I know it's prom and I understand, but y'all still be able to get things together. And if y'all want to, put y'all prom together, whether it's later in the summer or whatever, y'all still be able to put y'all shit together.
And I was gonna say that to y'all, like, if y'all talk to y'all principal, for you guys, because I know you all go to the same school, if you all want to put something together, I help finance it. If y'all willing to come, I can help with you all. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
I want to ask a question, and if you all don't mind, man, speak as honestly as you can to help other people. I know it's not easy because, people are seeing this all over the world, but I think if we open up and allow ourselves to be a little bit more vulnerable, it'll help people all over the world. What has been the hardest thing for you all? The hardest thing for you all to deal with psychologically during these times? Like, just mentally, what's the hardest piece?
Psychologically, I guess for me would be like connecting with my family, because like I spend so much time in and out of school because I'm involved in so many clubs after school. So it's like my time is occupied doing any and everything. So it's like I come home, most of my family's sleeping or doing their work. And it's like now we all stuck together basically. And it's like I realized that we don't really talk about much. And we really have like either a lot in common or nothing in common as family, and that's your blood. It's like the people, like my siblings, the people that came out of the same womb as me. And it's like, I realized we were so close at a young age, but now it's like we drifted so far apart, and it's like getting back on that same level. But yeah.
Josh, I hadn't heard from you for a minute, brother. What's been and the reason why I'm really interested in you, bro, in case y'all don't know, Josh is a boxer and very good at what he do. So I know externally you very strong. Like mentally, what has been the What has been the biggest problem? I mean, the biggest thing that you've had to overcome. Nick, just put your headphones back on, bro. We
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
because it's a lot of feedback. Josh,
So
talk to me.
right now, like mentally, I'm just trying to like focus. I'm just trying to be positive. I'm connecting a lot with my family too. Like as Dante said, I've been home all this time. I never stepped out the house yet.
Right.
So it's like it's it's really hard, because I can't get my training in neither. So it's like I have no choice but to connect with my little sisters and my mother and stuff like that. So, I'm going based off what Dante said, because I'm on the same page as him. So, but I'm mentally strong for this right now, So,
Scott, any suggestions you get of him as far as home training? Scott was a Golden Glove boxer.
So that's what's up.
Not quite, but I throw them things a little bit. Just work on your hand speed, bro, on your movement. You know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Just put your rounds in. You got the jump rope. I know you got something, speed bag or something around there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's
or
right
something. You know what I mean? Put some weights in your hands to work on your hand speed. You know what to do. I mean, you already got this. I don't really have to tell you anything.
Gotcha.
Good to go. Just keep them hands quick, bro.
Aaron, mentally, what's going on? What's going on up here, bro? Talk to me.
Well, mentally, I feel like it'd be a lot running through my mind at one time. Like, I tell Miss Washington all the time, every day. I talk to her about a lot. I call her when I'm not in school just to talk. It's hard. It's hard. Just like it's hard being in the house. Like I was never that kid, the type of kid to just be in the house cooped up forever. Just cause I want to. I gotta be active. So like it's hard for me. Like I'm here. It's just me. I'm the only child. I only live with my mother and my grandmother.
Right.
So it's like during the day, if whatever my grandmother need help with, I'm with her. I help her with that. My mom come home. She here.
Yeah.
It's not nothing really special about it. So it's like school was the real thing I was really looking for. Like that was my little outlet I could have. I know I could go there, talk to anybody,
right,
about anything, and it won't be but you should do this, or that's not right. Do it this way. They'll tell something like it's just a different conversation.
Yeah. Like Nick, let me ask you a question, bro. Like,
yeah,
I know that you had a podcast for a second, right?
I still do. I'm in my space right now. My green screen behind me.
Okay.
My mic's all that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought about just creating a space like through Zoom or some of this technology, bro, to really create some type of summit or some type of group where y'all could talk to each other, man? Because I know with y'all, with me knowing you guys on a personal level, man, a lot of the things that y'all did, and I know how Josh, I know how you are about your brothers, and I heard, you had to set a couple of people straight.
I get down, man. I do it.
About your brothers, man. Why don't y'all find a way, man, to create some type of group so y'all can talk to each other every day, man, even if it ain't but 15, 20 minutes?
Definitely. I mean, we try to get that going. It's just all a matter of social capital because it's like, a lot of people feel like they're too cool for everything. And as men, we kind of don't want to talk about that. We kind of not really interested in that. It's really not something to catch the attention. So it's like when you kind of bring that idea up, it's kind of like, well, why? Like, that's lame, or, we kind of wear a mask all the time.
Right.
So it's kind of it's a bummer too, but I guess that's just the way society has, structured a lot of our boys to be.
I feel like it's more of a generation thing. Like I feel like that's just how this generation is.
Yeah, it's like everybody's too cool. Nobody really wants to talk about those issues, and it's like it's scary because deep down inside, you can even see it through them, you know, walking in the school hallways, like, you know, something's going on at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people just shrug it off and just kind of let it go. But I mean, I would love to, but it would be hard to definitely pull that off, but it's not impossible though.
Regina, you had any questions?
I was just listening to what you just said, and I don't think it's just your generation. I think it's something that we've done as a people throughout the generations. We just don't talk about those things, and we tend to mask it and say that they're lame. But I think it's something you should get going, because there are people that do want to talk about it. And of course, that's going to happen once you open your mouth and start talking about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think, you know, someone's got to initiate it, right? So why not me? And yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about. There's definitely a lot of things to talk about. I actually just lost a friend like 2 weeks ago to suicide. Wow. So young black man, 22 Derek was, and jumped off his 17th floor a balcony. So it's a lot to talk about, man. And I think mental health especially amongst us black males is real. It's definitely real. And yeah, we got to definitely get that going.